we went to Moscow, and of course it was the Chelsea-Man United game, and it poured and poured and poured. And I was with the cricketer Ronnie Irani. We were doing talkSPORT breakfast. We had a great time. It was fabulous. Although Moscow itself was a bit of a letdown because it was a building site for me, because things have changed dramatically in Moscow now. And they were just doing up everywhere. There was cranes, there was roadworks, the taxi driver was a screwball. Anyway, after the game, we then stayed the night, and the following morning, very early, we left Moscow. And we flew to Nice. I can't remember. It wasn't that long a flight, but it was just nice. And we flew into Nice. And lo and behold, we got off the plane in Nice, and a helicopter was waiting for Ronnie and I and whipped us over to Saint-Tropez, where we boarded this beautiful, it was like a mini cruiser. So you wouldn't have a few thousand people. In fact, you had about, I think 50, 60 was the tops in this place. And what we're doing is we're boarding, having a cocktail party. And that was the night before, and we got there early in the morning. So we basically got the bubbly, had a few canopies, just nothing crazy, and just it was beautiful. So the following morning, very early, so this would be the Friday morning now, off we sailed round the bay to Monaco for the Grand Prix. Oh, and I remember going to bed that night, the first night on the boat. And I think it was called, was it Seabourn or something, Sea something. And put Sinatra on, had a beautiful suite, put Sinatra on, his live concert in Vegas, and just watched it all as we sailed through the night and woke up, bang, and the glitz and the glamour of the Grand Prix in Monaco. It was magical, I promise you. And we took the little boats into the Grand Prix with tickets, and a few of my friends had boats in the harbour as well. That was one hell of a week, let me tell you. The European Cup final, the Champions Cup final, and then on to the Grand Prix in Monaco. And it was there where we started, people were saying, try this. Now, this is probably the nicest. There's two nice roses I like. Oat, O-double-T, okay, Provence. And it's beautiful. The problem is it's very, very expensive. And I mean very. Now, you might have heard me on radio talking about Langland's Brasserie, which I love up in the West End, Piccadilly in London. Richard Shepherd was the chef there for so many years with Michael Caine, Peter Langland, people like that. It was magic. And it was a place to be back in the 70s. Well, Richard actually still has a bit of Langland's, but he lives out in Provence. And I was talking to him about Rosé. And he says, Alan, oh, it's beautiful, but it's way overpriced, way over. And there's better, okay? So the other one I love, I've just ordered a case, is Whispering Angel, okay? And I'll tell you a little bit more about that when we demolish the case, because that is another one of my favourites. In fact, I usually have that when I'm down in Marbella, when we're down there for a long weekend. But again, that's expensive. So I'll find out a little bit more. Anyway, this is not more. This is more every day, or maybe 1-2 a week bottle of wine. This is. It's in between Marseille and Saint-Tropez, a place called Pougyville. And it's a family estate which is very, very famous. It's the I'll call him André Fab, who's the horse racing trainer in Chantilly, who's won so many classics. Well, I'm not sure it's the same family, but it's the same spelling, F-A-B-R-E, Fabre. And it's a picture postcard, French vineyards. I looked it up. Steeped in history, you can go back to the time of King Louis XIV, once a hunting lodge of the Count. Perrefou, where the king gave him privilege to hunt and breed pigeons, etc. They've been producing these grapes for, 20 years now. A combination of many grapes, Syrah, Grenache, Cinsault, Rolle. It's very, very light in colour. And it's very, very nice. Now, when you first pick this wine and have a glass, just let it breathe. Red fruits, hints of strawberries, cherry raspberries, and I found the most watermelon. There was a big touch of watermelon.